Hey everyone, good morning. This is Jason Holland. If you don't know already, I'm the owner and travel butler with Travel Simplicity. And I'm actually joined here by a good friend and client of mine, Jon. Jon, you want to say hi?
Hello. How you doing, Jason?
I'm good. I'm good. Jon is married to a lovely lady, Andrea, but she decided not to participate. She was a little freaked out by being on video, which I understand. So I asked Jon. I had designed an experience with them to Iceland. And it's actually one of my favorite places in the world. Jon happened to ask me just before I started recording this about my sweater, and it is indeed an Icelandic sweater. I do have an Icelandic bow tie too, but today I decided to go a little bit more casual and just wear my sweater. It's a little bit hot right now, but that's okay. So yes, this is from Iceland, and Jon shared with me some really fun pictures, and I just want to hear kind of what was your overall thought of Iceland? Because in the beginning when we started talking, you and Andrea were like, well, actually you said Iceland sounds like a lot of fun. She said, are there bears there? And what was your overall thought? And then we'll look at some pictures and hear some stories.
Yeah. By the way, I have an Icelandic bow tie as well, made out of salmon skin. Is that what you have?
No, I didn't know you had one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you get it when you were over there?
There's a lady who owns a store that makes bow ties and purses and all sorts of stuff purely out of salmon skin.
Oh, no way. Well, you're going to have to
It's
share that
regular.
with me if you can find out what that store is or what that name is.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, Iceland. We went to Jason. This was, I guess, almost a couple of years ago at this point, and I probably have I don't want to say an extreme sense of adventure, but a little higher than average. Might be a little bit lower than average. As Jason mentioned, wildlife was a concern. I'm not exactly sure why, but when she learned that it was pretty much devoid of wildlife, that made her pretty happy. Of course, we stayed about a mile away from a volcano that could erupt at any second, but she was fine with that. Iceland, by the way, does get polar bears on occasion. They float over from Greenland. I don't know if you knew that.
I also did not know that.
And they're quickly captured and sent packing. So
I did know they're very protective with their horses. Not that horses are dangerous unless you get kicked by one. But so the Icelandic horses, we don't even have a picture of that, but they're small and they're really angry if you call them ponies, but they're horses, right? And if an Icelandic horse which is a particular breed that came from Scandinavian countries, if they ever get exported off of Iceland, they can never come back.
yeah.
Did you know that? Maybe
yeah, I did. The Icelandic people are very proud of their genetic makeup, including themselves and their horses. And, I'd find that threatening if it was larger than an island of 300,000 people.
Yeah, that's a good point. Well, I want to share some. Here, let me turn on. I'm going to share my screen, and let's look at some pictures. All right, so which one do you want to talk about?
Oh man, I'm not even sure. Let's see here. Keep on scrolling.
All right.
Well, the hot springs are cool.
This one here in the middle.
Yeah, that was a nice one. I don't have a memory of all the names of the people places that we went, but that was from you had hired a real life Icelandic gentleman to take us on a tour.
You went around with Bjorn.
Yeah, Bjorn, that's right. Goodmanson, right?
Yeah, he's a good guy.
Good dude, and he brought us everywhere for a day, including a bunch of hot springs, some settings that were literally straight out of a movie. He brought us over for a traditional Icelandic feast with his family.
You know, you were the first ones to ever do that.
That was a lot of fun. I hope we didn't offend anyone.
No, no,
I
they
always
said
have
they
to
had a
ask that
blast.
question.
You actually got to eat in their home, which was really neat.
We did. Yeah, it was interesting. They did make whale. That was not one of the animals I had planned on eating in Iceland, but I thought it would be rude to say no to the whale. And it was okay. It was sort of like tuna tartare. Kind of weird. Felt a little bad afterwards about myself, but it was all right though. Not bad. So yeah, this was one of the photographs of where Bjorn took us.
And this is probably with the geysers, right?
Yeah, correct.
I love the fact that geysers actually started here because they have the geyser. It is a geyser, but it's named after the guy that started the naming of them.
Oh, interesting. The cool part about that trip was, and I don't think there's a photo of this, but we stopped at a mushroom farm. There is a photo.
Yeah, I was wondering. This I didn't know what it was, even though
that was really really cool.
It. What was this?
So there was a mushroom farm, all indoor growing, of course, like on the side of the road on the way back to Reykjavik, and we stopped there, and they have a lunch. They have a cafe basically, where every food item is made out of mushrooms. You know, mushroom soup, mushroom bread, mushroom salad, mushroom, you name it. It was really, really cool. And they give us a tour of the mushroom factory, or
oh, no way,
or whatever it's called. Yeah. That
Does
was
it
really
stink?
No, wonderful. Yeah.
Really cool. I was wondering about that. That's definitely interesting. I like this picture.
That was from the inside of the volcano. Yeah, so that's one of the trips that my wife was not going to join me on. I didn't realize the kind of microclimates that Iceland has, but I went from a relatively sunny 60-degree day in Reykjavik and took a bus to wherever this volcano is. I can't pronounce the name of it. And we had to put on rain jackets and hike about 2 miles to the top of the volcano. And then basically the weather turned from 60 and sunny to like 35 degrees and sleet and hail, and it was nuts. It was a really cool hike through a landscape that looked a whole lot like the moon, basically. I mean, there was nothing. And we got to they had like a base camp by the volcano. They served everybody lamb stew, traditional Icelandic lamb stew, which is delicious, by the way. And the only wildlife they had there was an Arctic fox that would hang around because I guess it was abandoned by its mother, and they would feed it lamb stew.
I would hang around too.
But yeah, the volcano was absolutely incredible. It felt extremely safe. You basically went down an elevator to get in there. They did let you explore far more of it than I thought they would.
That's so cool. That's one thing I didn't have a chance to. I've been to Iceland a couple times, and I haven't had the opportunity to do this yet. And I think it would be really neat.
It was absolutely incredible. And for people who are claustrophobic, it's not really that bad. You know, if you have a severe case, maybe you don't want to go down there, but it really did feel very safe, and was just an absolutely incredible experience.
That's really neat. I like let's see, let's find one with Andrea. Oh, here. Well, you guys ended up on the glacier. That was pretty neat.
Yeah, that was yeah. So that was also, I mean, it was definitely adventurous. It was an easy hike. There were some areas that were dangerous, but the guide knew exactly where we could and couldn't go. So again, it felt very safe the entire time, and it was really, I mean, the glacier was beautiful. It was like something out of that movie of Superman, you know, when you're walking through the caves with all the crystals and everything.
Oh, right.
My favorite part of the glacier,
awesome.
Yeah, my favorite part of the glacier was me drinking out of the stream that was flowing through it. That was amazing. I mean, you could drink the water right off the ground, and it was just the best water you've ever tasted.
Oh, I thought you were kissing the ice.
No, I was drinking.
Were you the only one that did that, or were others?
I was the first one to do it.
Okay.
But I did ask if it was safe first.
Well, that's a good idea.
Was.
At least you didn't just randomly start lapping up the water off the ground.
Yeah, I probably would have anyway, but
I think this is my favorite picture, just as far as just natural beauty. Good shot, by the way.
Thank you.
I'm not sure. Do you remember where that was taken or not?
I believe that was we walked up the staircase.
Okay.
To see the waterfall, and I can't remember the name of the waterfall.
But there's so many of them.
Main attractions, though, there are a lot of people there, and really, really beautiful view from the top of that.
This is one of the reasons.
That was it, but I'm not 100% actually, because there are a lot of waterfalls everywhere.
That's one of my favorite things about Iceland is just the natural diversity of the area. It's just incredible. You have waterfalls and glaciers and volcanoes and all kinds of things. I just love it.
Yeah, actually, if you scroll up on the photographs, you'll see one with a sheep. Yep, left-hand side. Or go down a little bit. There it is.
The picture of the sheep.
So that was at the hotel. You had booked a hotel for us.
Oh yeah.
It was about a mile or two. The mountain right behind it, directly, I believe, is the volcano that erupted, and that's the volcano that put Iceland on the map. That was the one, if you recall, that flights canceled because of how much dust was in the air.
Right.
And everybody discovered Iceland after that, and their tourism went up, multiple hundreds of percent at that point. So that was the view from the hotel.
Oh, that's really neat.
Yeah.
Beautiful place.
It was a great place. Definitely.
So, John, I mean, before this is actually the first time we had worked together.
You sent us to Mexico before this.
Oh, that's right. I did.
Yeah. That was a cool trip too.
Talk about that another time. But what is it about working together? And you be honest. I mean, what is it that you really like? Or what is it that if you're talking to a friend?
Sorry for those noises. That's my dog whining at me.
That's okay. I'm surprised I don't have two cats running in the background doing the same thing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what it comes down to is, our kids are finally getting older. We're just starting to travel. Really didn't do much traveling prior to a couple of years ago. And I don't have a lot of experience with it. I don't have the confidence to go and book flights and hotels and tours safely overseas. And so that's what you're for. I would have no idea how to visit Iceland. And, frankly, it would probably take me hundreds of hours to figure out a trip like this by myself.
Yeah.
Whereas, not that it doesn't take you a lot of time, but Iceland a whole lot better than we do. So I just wouldn't have the time to ever plan something like this.
Well, I'm glad that I can help. So thanks for the opportunity again.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thanks for walking us through. This is a lot of fun. The pictures are just beautiful here. I know that we'll end with this one. Here you guys are hanging out at the Blue Lagoon, I think.
That was incredible. That was the hotel next to the Blue Lagoon. They had their own private lagoon. The Blue Lagoon was really cool. There was a great restaurant there. It was very, very crowded with hipsters drinking beer at the Blue Lagoon bar. So we decided to hang out with the old people at the hotel, but it was really awesome, really, really amazing. And
a nice way to end and
yeah, that was incredible. They have a great spa there. It was definitely we've been talking about just going for a long weekend to that hotel sometime, and skipping the rest of Iceland and just hanging out.
Well, we could do that too.
Yep.
There's lots of amazing things there. There's some great places you can just go and chill for a week.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Have dinner with Bjorn and his family again, maybe.
Yeah. Hey, show one more photo.
Okay.
The photos real quick.
All right.
And at the bottom of the screen, you're going to see my wife lying on the.
Oh yeah.
Lying on the ground. So
Which one? This?
either
right
one.
on,
There it is. Yep. So that is literally the no, Andrea, first of all, he's recording this for Facebook. And secondly, no, it's in Iceland of you lying down between. In Iceland too? Yes. Okay. Anyway, this is Andrea lying down, and half her body's in Europe and half her body's in North America. That was literally in the middle of a mall in Iceland where they had a glass transparent, window to the tectonic plates. And you can.
That's so cool. Yeah, not something you could see in any other mall in the world.
No, definitely not.
When you got to snorkel between the tectonic plates.
I did snorkel between the tectonic plates, and that was also, anybody who goes to Iceland has to have that experience. It was unbelievable. And if you wear a dry suit, it's not that cold.
That's awesome. Well, John, I really appreciate it. It's so nice to talk with you and share these stories. Thank you
that was fun.
for taking the time.
All right. Have a great day. Happy Easter.